I'm going to go through all my components here and start to prepare a few things. So first of all, I've got my box for which I've glued together 3 panels. I've stolen this design from one of my amazing students, and I'm not even asked if I can use it, so I hope they don't mind. It's such a beautiful example. Um, I've got my USB power. Now, in this particular case here, I've got a USB-C socket, and I've actually drilled a hole in there. That hole is drilled into the data negative pin, but I've kept my V for my 5 volts and my G for my ground connection, and I'm not going to use the data panels. And I've got my cutout here in my box, which this is going to fit into. Now, I'm actually going to push this in now. And I've tried this already, and it goes in most easily from the outside. You might have to experiment a bit to see which is the easiest way to put yours into your cutout. But this is a nice tight fit, so it's to be done perfectly. I'm just going to push that in there. You can see it's coming through the other side. And I'm just going to make sure as well there that I'm just going to line up my hole there that I've cut with the hole that I've laser cut into the base of my box, because I'm going to be putting a little piece of dowel through that later just to secure it in position and glue it in place. So there's my micro USB-C socket in a particular case in place, and it's nice and flush with the edge. Okay, I've got my LED bulb here, and to hold my LED bulb into the base of my light, I'm going to be using a sticky pad. I've got some sticky pads right here, but these are too big. So what I'm going to do here is get some scissors, and I'm going to cut that as neatly as I can into 4. I'm going to leave those for someone else to use. And there's my sticky pad that I'm going to be using to stick in my LED bulb. I've got my ballast resistor to protect my bulb. Now in this particular case, I'm working with a 15 ohm resistor. I've worked with 10 ohm resistors for this project, but I'm going with a 15 here, which will mean that the bulb will be slightly less bright, but it will also mean that the bulb will run a little bit cooler as well. And I'm just trying to keep the temperatures down here. I think it's just going to be a bit less stressful for the LED here if it's a little bit cooler. And this should be brown, green, black, but I have to say the brown and the black look very, very similar. So you've got to look quite carefully there to see there's a difference between the brown and the black. And then finally, we've got our switch, which is going to be the interrupter for our circuit, which is going to turn the light on and off. Now, I want to clarify that there are all these washers on here. What I'm going to do is take off the first nut. Now I'm going to remove those washers, and those washers can be placed just back in the tray where you got the switch from. We don't need those washers. And now what I'm going to do is just bring the second nut a little bit further up the threaded shaft there of the switch. And my idea is, I'm just going to take my bulb out there for a second. If I have a look at where the actual switch is going to go in my light, what I'm wanting to do is make sure here that that's going to fit into that slot. And I want to make it so that the thread is just sticking out sufficiently there for me to get the other side of the nut and then screw that on. And then using this first nut, I can just modify the distance that threaded shaft is sticking out there. So I'm not going to worry about doing any more with that for the time being. I'm just going to take that off, but I can see that that's fitting nicely. That's looking great. Okay, now there's just one more thing I need to do here, and that is I need to prepare my wires. So I've got red and black wire, and what I'm going to need is 1 length of each. And to get this cut to length, I'm going to just hold it across from corner to corner on my cube light. Just hold my fingers where that is, and then get some side cutters and just trim that off. And I'm going to do that for the black wire as well. So once in red and once in black. Let's just move this box to the side now. And then now I need to strip the insulation off the end of this wire. And to do this, I'm going to use some wire strippers and strip off around about 1 centimeter. So here are my wire strippers, and the idea of this is that basically there's 2 cutting blades that come together like my fingers doing 2 V's, and it's going to basically cut through the insulation, but not the wire, and then it allows me to pull the insulation off. So if I come in about 1 centimeter here, squeeze this together and then pull, and I might just have to wrap my fingers around the wire here, it should just pull off the insulation like so. Now just be aware here that if the wire strippers are not calibrated properly, it won't do the job properly. And one technique you can do here is when you squeeze them together, squeeze to cut through the plastic and then potentially just release your grip a little bit as you pull it out. And that might be a little bit easier to strip the wire. But if it's not easy, the chances are the wire strippers just need calibrating. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the red and the black wire, and then I should have everything that I need to get started.